On one of his videos, he used bungee cord to create an exoskeleton arm, and I read the comments of that video, and everyone's like, why are you using bungee cord? That has too much stretch to it, because it's made for, not bungee cord, paracord. He was using paracord, and it has a little too much stretch to it, because in the case of a parachuting thing, when the parachute pulls taut and the person underneath it pulls taut, they don't want too much jarring. So it's got a little bit of give, so it's more comfortable as it pulls taut. You don't get any back strain or whatever, is it, or jerking motion that can hurt your back. So anyways, everyone in the comment section was like, dude, why are you using paracord for this? You should be using something with less stretchiness to it and something stronger and yet smaller. They said you should use Spectra. Spectra, I believe they called it. Let me make sure on that. Alright, so back to my story. Everyone was saying there is a stronger cord option than paracord that is smaller in diameter and more practical for tensile strength applications in robotics where you need to pull on something with a cord, and it's 15 times stronger than steel, and it's braided fishing line that's called either Dyneema or Spectra. S-P-E-C-T-R-A, Spectra, or Dyneema, D-Y-N-E-E-M-A. Dyneema or Spectra, it usually says both of those names in the title of these listings on eBay. It will say Dyneema Spectra braided fishing line, 100 meters or whatever. And you can buy it in different pound tests. I bought the 100 pound test. So this string, which is the same thickness as my nylon upholstery thread, which I consider to be very strong, it was like 30 pound test, is a 100 pound test for the same size string. It is extremely strong. And I'll show you guys a picture of it right here. It is called Dyneema Multifilament Spectra Braided 4-Strand Sea Fishing Line. I bought the 100 pound test. It's 45 kilograms before it would break. This stuff is beast mode. 100 pound test. It comes up to 150 pound test, but for 100 meters at 100 pound test, it was $2.86. You can always just twist it up with the second one and get 200 pound test. So as you can see, you know, if you put like 5 or 6 of these, you're going to get 500 or 600 pound test. 600 pounds before it breaks. That's a super large amount of weight. So stop listening. And it's very okay. So if you're trying to create a robotic artificial muscle / tendon system, you don't want a rope this thick. You want it thin so that you have more room in there for motors and stuff. You don't want the muscles taking up too much room. So to have a very fine thread that has 100 pound test is perfect. That's what you really want. And I did some research, and Dyneema cord is the strongest cord known to man. It is the strongest cord there is. And if you braid together several of these braided 100 pound test or 150 pound test lines, you can make it as strong as you want. You can have it be 2,000 pounds if you did 20 of them. And that would still be pretty small, like the thickness of a shoelace or the thickness of paracord. That would handle 1,000 or 2,000 pounds. I mean, it's just incredible. So I bought it, only $2.86 for 100 meters, which is, I believe, like 300 feet. It's a lot of thread. And it is stronger and less stretchy than nylon. Now, I thought nylon upholstery thread was the cat's meow. I thought that was the strongest thing you can get. I was planning to use that for the robot's muscles, but because of reading the comments on James Bruton's YouTube channel, I discovered this new option for a really strong artificial muscle fiber or cordage which is Dyneema / Spectra braided fishing line. Uh, so I'm just really excited about it. It ties great knots, so you can sew with it, and you can do your muscle fibers with it, sewing it into the muscles, which need to, or sewing it into the bones. The muscles need to be attached to the bones, so I need to sew it. It needs to be able to tie good knots. Some string doesn't tie knots, but this ties really good knots, and it's going to be perfect. So this is going into the robot, and it was because I was watching James Berton's YouTube channel and reading the comments that I was able to discover this great new material option for my robotics projects, and I'm very pleased with that. So that just goes to show you, if you make your entertainment time of your day, when you unwind and you eat and you watch TV and you eat some candy and you wind down and get ready for bed, if instead of watching Seinfeld you watch a YouTuber who does robotics, you might pick up some tips that will help you in your robotics journey or whatever your hobby is. So I think that there's a place for watching YouTube or watching like TV shows that are not educational, but from time to time you should try to make it a point to watch educational YouTube channels during your entertainment hours, because you can not only be entertained during that time, but also possibly pick up some really good tips and tricks that can help you on your projects. So I'm really excited about getting that really powerful thread, which is way better than nylon. It's like 2 times stronger than nylon. It's just incredible. Strongest stuff that known to man. It's the strongest cord there is. I guess pound for pound spider silk is even stronger, but you can't buy that. Like, people don't commercially harvest spider silk and form thread with it. That'd be pretty cool if they did, but that's not how it works. Plus, spider silk is very stretchy, and I want something that won't stretch. So anyways, just kind of making that announcement as I sign off here. Everyone have a good day or night, and we'll pick up with this welding work and continue the pop-up tent development in coming weeks and coming days. But the very next time we do our main project time, it's going to be coding. So I'm excited about that. And after that, we'll get back on the tent. We're doing the tent every other main project day because I have to get that tent done as soon as possible in order to start working on vehicles. And I've got a lot of vehicle repair work that has backed up, including my car, which is totaled right now. It can't be driven because it has a bent tie rod and blah blah blah. And also my dad's old van, I have to fix that up and sell it. So I've got a lot of stuff, and my wife's car has a bunch of work that needs to be done. So I've got my work cut out for me big time with automotive repair stuff. So I'm going to want that nice warm or nice temperature climate controlled tent with good lighting and my streaming setup inside. I'm going to want that going so that I can get to work on these cars, and that'll be really nice just to get finally to work on that stuff. So anyways, peace out guys.